Hey there. I want to start this video different because this video is sort of, well, first, if you can notice, it looks different because right now I'm at my grandparents' house. I'm gonna sleep over here because of some family stuff, and man, if I want to say something, is I really do need prayers from anybody, from literally anybody. I don't care if you're a kid, right? Maybe you're a teenager like me, you know. Oh, that's gonna be creaking. Or maybe you're an adult, a grandpa, grandma. I don't care. I just, I just ask for your prayers, really. And the reason why is because some stuff is happening in my family that's I wouldn't say the best, you know, but I don't want to just create this video and then make it seem like I'm just pleading, because there's something that I found in this, right? Now, it goes back to when about like a few weeks ago, I think, was it 2 weeks ago? I think 2 weeks ago, about like that, where I went to a children's library in downtown Toronto. Um, Apparently it's very old, it's very historical. But and so I was looking at their like religious section, and I found this book from a writer called Timothy Keller, and it's called "The Story of Jonah and Mysteries of God's Mercy." And one of the parts goes over, you know, that sometimes, and actually the guy says, sometimes, like, trouble comes to us as, like, he says, no, actually, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit, the nerves are off. But, basically, what he quotes is from Job chapter 5 verse 3, where he says, where Job says, "Man is born to trouble as common as sparks fly upwards." And basically what Job is trying to say is that, well, sort of, we shouldn't be surprised when unexpected trouble comes our way. And also what the author wanted to explain with that is that, yeah, sometimes our problems aren't because we sinned against God, aren't because we are tested by God, but because the world is so cruel. I think we've all heard that, We've all heard, something like, oh man, the world's so cruel, bro. I keep on like failing and stuff, like no matter what, I feel like giving up. And that's the thing. That's what like the enemy does. And if you don't believe me, well, the the devil doesn't live in hell, actually. I learned that probably like while I was in because right now I'm going to grade 10. So I learned that second semester, grade 9. And it was through a YouTube short going on about like some facts, right? Some Bible facts, and one of them was that Satan isn't in hell. No, he's like here. He's everywhere. And you may be wondering, oh, how is that true? How is that true? Well, if you look at that, okay, how come like every single part of the world is now infected with sin, idolatry, a bunch of it in Japan, I'll say, okay, a bunch of like just like not sexual, well, all sexual sin like everywhere in the world. Like in America, there's a bunch of people going for the pride parades. I don't say that as a gay person, you're a bad person. I'm talking about the thing you're fighting for is bad, But, you know, that's just what I believe in. And I guess to really sort of a little wrap this part up is that we shouldn't be surprised when we fall into trouble. Like right now, I am anxious beyond belief. Like there was another situation similar to like this situation, and I definitely felt very anxious at that time. Whenever once it actually started to end, things got more anxious, but then all the anxiety just, and then it went a long time until another family situation popped out of nowhere, basically. And really, what I'm going to say is that if anybody, if you're a youth, if you're an adult, if you're a young adult, maybe who's anxious about whatever it is, maybe you're a parent who's anxious about something, maybe you're a teenager who's anxious about something, maybe anxious about next year, maybe you're a parent anxious because, I don't know, something's happening within your family. Maybe you're a young man or woman who's anxious because you don't know where to find a job. I don't know, okay? I'm in none of your spots, okay? Right? And then I just come here to say is that we instead of focusing so much on the bad, because right now I can also preach to myself, I'm not in the best spot right now, but what I would like to say is that whoever is dealing with a situation in their life where it just feels like the world is constantly beating them down, or they feel like, oh, it must be because I sinned, it must be because of this, because of that. It's just because the world's cruel, man. And all I got to say to that is that we should, instead of focusing on the anxiety, instead of me focusing on how stressed I am, instead focus on God. Have rest in God. Know that so long as you stay faithful, you have accepted the fact that if God went up to that cross and had to die for somebody, he would see your face. 100%. He would see your face and maybe even smile, because he would die for you. He would. I believe it, man. I wholeheartedly believe that no matter what you're going through, no matter what anxiety you're going through, that those who stay faithful will see God. So I know this is sort of like me taking advantage of my situation, but I hope nobody sees it like that. Not looking at it, it kind of does. But yeah. And I really just, I pray for all of you that whoever's also maybe in my situation, I'm going to guess that your situation may be even worse than mine, I shouldn't be boasting about mine, But I really do pray that instead of focusing on what is stressing you, focus on God more than the struggles of this world. God bless, man.